Nah, everything's okay. It's okay. We've got audio. La 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 la. Been practicing my voice. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody, wherever you are on the planet of Earth. How are we all? Good? Very good, very good. I'm sure. I believe you are all well. Yes? Yes? Yeah, I think we're good. We're good to go. How you like that? Look. Stupid me stuck it on the side here where no one can see it. I'll put it up there so you guys can see it. There it is, the beautiful bird, the warbird. How's that? The warbird. There it is. Wow, everyone's piling in. 15 of yous. Gosh, I'm all shy now. I'm all shy. Hobby time. Hey, buddy. Good. What is it? I don't know. Evening, morning. Yeah, good evening. To hobby time. How are you, buddy? All good? Well, Bilge in there already. How are you, mate? Good day. Yes, the people are well, I think. I think all the people are good. And yes, 4 minutes. So if you haven't, grab your, who got the front row? Who's in the front row, eh? Looks like Hobby Time's in the front row and Bilge's got a front row seat. It only goes 30. How many we got? It only goes about 35 across, and then the rows go back. So you should all get a front row seat, I think. We should be right. Yeah, good point. Good point. And talking about coffee and bed is just over there. So maybe I could live stream from bed next time. How about that? That'd be good. That probably not very good, but you know. It's not like I've got to be quiet, not going to wake up anyone else. It's just me. Oh, wow. Gary's there. Hello, mate. G'day. Welcome. Welcome. Everyone's saying hello. Moaning Alex. Who's Alex is moaning? Athol is there. Yes, I'm well, and I've been a bit productive. Yes, progress is happening. I'm back into it, so that's good. And not today. Have an RDO, so no need to get out of bed. Oh, that's good. Yeah, an RDO. I don't know about the rostered bit, but I certainly have the day off every day. But I still have to get out of bed at 4 a.m. for this. But that's all right. It's worth it. You know, you guys make it worthwhile. You really, really do, honestly. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. Lights, camera, action. It is. It is, yes. My makeup artist was running late, as you can see, and my hairstylist needs a bit of a kick in the ass. I need another haircut. Why is my hair growing so quick over here? Look at this. And look at the grey. What is going on? Hey? Gosh. Anyway, it's okay. It's $5 for a haircut over here. I shouldn't complain. I'll go see my hairdresser over the road there. This week. You know, there's no rush for these things. There's no rush. Trip. Who's that? Did I see Trip? Did I see Trip in the house? Trip's in the house. Everyone said, there he is. Chirp, Mr. Trip on two wheels, who's now a bird man. He's into birds. Yes, the bird man. Fantastic. What can I say? I don't know shit about birds, do I? You know, not feathered variety anyway. You know, not the sort of thing I like watching. I like watching the two-legged. Well, birds have two legs too, but you know what I mean. You know where I'm going with that. Let me just fix this. Oh, by the way, look how good the internet is. No lag, no delay. Look, you know why? Because did I mention it last week? I got it fixed. Yep. We will have no more dropouts or anything like that here because I am at 500 megabytes per second upload and download speed. Super fast. In fact, while we're here right now, I'm going to do a speed test, right? And then I'll photograph it and I'll show you the result. How's that? I mean, I could show you the screen, but I forget how to do that on StreamYard, so we'll figure that out. Here it is, speed test coming up. Found the optimal server here in Chiang Mai, Thailand, for those who may be new and don't know. Streaming from Chiang Mai. Oh, Jesus Christ. Did I say 500? Oh, we're a little bit faster than that. Let me get the camera ready. We'll get a photo of this. We'll get a picture of this. All right, download speed is, I'll let you know in a sec. Whew, look at that upload. I uploaded a video, a 30-minute video to YouTube, and it took 15 seconds the other day. Oh, incredible. All right, there it is. Let me get the photo of our speeds. There it is. Bring the photo up. Bring you guys back. Here we go. Check that out, guys. Where are we? There we go. Look at that. Download 660 megabytes per second. Upload 586 megabytes per second. And notice, look how focused it is. Look at that. Brilliant. Isn't that fantastic, eh, guys? Happy days. And it only cost me $1. I think I told you that. It's about 3 cents US, 5 cents Australian, extra a month on my bill to go from 300 to 500. And there it is, doing 600 on average. There we go. All right. Big Daddy Hobbs saying hello to Hobby Time. Hey, Trip. You guys are friends now, eh? Oh, I get it. Yeah, you two. Yeah, I see. You two have got it going on now. Just don't worry about Pete in Thailand. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, all right. It's Hobby Time in the UK now, is it? I see. Yeah, I get it. I know when I'm not wanted. It's all right. You know, I have feelings, you know. Oh my gosh. Yeah, look, now Bildrat's trying to get in on it too, sucking up. Eh? No, that's all right. It's all right. I get it. Jim's there. Jim, turn your cam on, Jim. Get in here. Link is up in the top, pinned. Join me on the camera, guys. Join me on the stream. Anybody who would like to, because this is a big event. This is a big show. I've decorated I forgot. I was going to bring out the Christmas tinsel and put it around again. I forgot. Yeah, 12 months ago to the very day today, I flew into Bangkok, Thailand, to live for the rest of my life. 1 year ago today. How about that? Eh? And I'm still an Oz who is scale modeling. For those who wonder why it didn't become Thai sky modeling or anything like that, because wherever I am, I'm an Aussie. I'll always be an Aussie. So that's it. That's it. That explains it. Greetings. Very snowy and cold Chicagoland. Tell me about it. I saw. I'll put the temperatures up. We got Ron there as well, who's freezing his you know what off because it is cold in Winnipeg. Oh my God. Let me show you guys. Let me show you. Ready? There it is. England, 3 degrees in London, -3 degrees in Chicago, right? -3 degrees in Chicago. 18 degrees at 4:10 a.m. here in beautiful Chiang Mai. Temperatures going up, getting up in the 30s during the day. Sydney is 16. It's a little bit cooler than the average, than usual. It's about, 5 degrees cheaper than last week. Glasgow is 4 degrees. Ooh. But look at Winnipeg, -21. -21. Whew. And you know what? I'm just trying to remember I think it was minus 21 degrees. I spent out in a tent for a few nights when I was in Nepal on an Everest expedition. In fact, I think it got down a bit colder than that. And one of the guys who was Canadian actually built an igloo at base camp. He built an igloo at base camp and spent the night in the igloo, and he reckoned he was fine. I guess he knows what he's doing. But the locals had never seen an igloo before, and they were wondering what this stupid foreigner's doing. and who else we got? Kojak will be with us shortly. He's there down below. Hang on, I'm just going to get that last temperature. Where is it? Chicago. No. Oh, we did. Did I say Chicago? Yeah, I did. Oh, there we go. All the temperatures are there. There we go. And Jimbo from Chicago. Jimbo from Chicago. I like that. That sounds great. All right, let's get him in. Hey.
Hello. How are you, Peter?
Oh, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. In fact, I just got to fix my chair.
Hello to everyone out there. Hello, Ethel and Gary and
Did you say asshole?
And Jeff Donahue. Been watching your Land Schlepper Wasser vehicle or whatever it is, Jeff. And nice to see you again. It turns out my subscription for Jeff, my notifications were turned off somehow. So I wasn't getting any notifications of his latest stuff. So today I went through them and I found out, and so I caught up on what he's doing.
That's a good point you make. People should all do that. Go into where it says subscribe or member, and there'll be a list there, and you can click notifications to all. Change it to all, because sometimes YouTube won't do that. We'll change it in some update you don't know about.
Yeah.
And you mention it. I haven't had any updates either. So I'm just going to go and check mine on his channel as well for Jeff's. By the way, is Jeff in?
Yeah, he's there.
He's there.
He's there right toward the bottom. Last couple of entries.
That's good. Okay.
Yeah.
Where are we? Jeff Donahue. I just want to. Jeff D.
Yeah, no, maybe Jeff hasn't been putting a lot of stuff out there in the last month or so. I'm not sure. I've been sick the last couple of weeks. I'm just starting to snap out of a really bad cold. Last few days I've been getting better. So.
Right. Jeff. He spelled Donahue. D-O-N-A-H something, isn't it?
D-O-N-A-H-U-E.
There it is. There he is.
There he is. Yep.
I'm subscribed.
From Colorado. That's where he's at. He's in Colorado.
Yeah, I'm subscribed and I'm on all, so that's good.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to check. Yeah, there we go. So his last video was 12 days ago.
Yeah.
So, come on, Jeff, pull your finger out. What have you been doing? Get back into it, mate.
You should watch those videos on that vehicle he's building. He's doing a buddy build with Jason, model kit stuff.
Okay, I haven't been watching. Didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Right. I will then. I will. Yeah.
Oh well, there it is. You check his last entry. He says I've been pretty busy, but not making a lot of videos. Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, he's got the 3D printer now, so he does. I'm thinking he does a lot of work with that.
Probably distracted. Yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to keep on going down the chat here because otherwise there's Skullfishers there. G'day there, mate. And I'm just going to skip down and catch up because and anybody else that wants to jump in, sure, just hit that link at the top. Even Trip on Two Wheels, buddy. You can join us if you wish.
Yeah, sure. The more the merrier. Come on, guys, jump in.
God. He's hooked on Hey It's Saturday. Have you heard about that? It was
yesterday was Saturday for us. So
yeah, well, in Australia years ago there was a program every Saturday morning, kids program called Hey It's Saturday. I'm sure the guys on your other stream that you go on might have mentioned it, but yeah, he's addicted to it. It was quite a funny show. He's watching repeats. Stephen's there. Hello, Stephen Wheeler. And who else we got? I'm skipping Peter there. There's Peter Con. Good morning to you. Good morning. James McDonald. Hello. Got to go to the job. All right, mate. Catch you next week. He's probably already gone, but there we go. Who else we got? Bad signal problems. It's slower than a wet fart. What is? In a church, mate? Really?
It's internet. I mean, he can't join in on Jason's live chat. I missed it. I missed it yesterday. Anyhow,
I'm sure. I just want to know when Bilge went into a church and tested that theory out, because that just got me bamboozled. There you go.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one. I don't think I ever heard that one before.
Slower. No, I haven't either. That's good.
You're doing you got to do the one cheek sneak.
I hope you cleaned your underwear and they survived. What else we got? Sorry for that Bilge, more lively. Yeah, all right. Gosh, I am behind. But yeah, you've seen how fast my internet is, eh?
Oh. Yeah, it's moving. That's great.
And you know what the problem was? The problem was when they came and connected it, they supplied the cable, the cat cable, right?
Yeah.
And what I did was I bought a new computer and I needed another cable because my laptop's sitting here and it's connected. I don't use the Wi-Fi. I connect directly to the router. So I used their cable to connect to that. Then I went out and bought a cable to replace it and connect to my PC. And it was a slower speed cable. That's why I was restricted to around 100 megabytes per second.
Okay.
And they said, oh, this no good. And they gave me a free cable, connected it up, did the test.
Oh, okay.
Bam. Wow. Okay.
Oh, hey, TBG's in. Crafting Budgie Mama's in. So everybody's coming to see you, Peter.
That's great. That's good. Peter's recovering from eye surgery, so I can't continue to work on models. Oh, that's a shame, for a few more days. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, hope your recovery goes well, Peter.
Yeah. But yeah, so all along my laptop was getting the normal speed, but I don't use the laptop other than for recording my videos. And my TV was always getting the high speed because the cable to that was fine.
Yeah.
So it was just on the computer here that I was having the problems. So, oh yeah, much better now. So, yeah. Wow. What else? Who else we got to go down? I don't want to miss anybody. I'm scooting down quickly. I'm up to.
Oh, we got Paul's in the house. Paul Price. I didn't see his name come. Oh, there he is. Oh, Paul. Sorry, I missed it last night. I slept through. I mean, well, earlier today for you. For him, it was 5 p.m. Sunday afternoon or 6. But for me, well, no, it's Monday now in Australia, right?
That's right. Monday.
Okay, here, right. I'm sorry. Nonetheless, I slept through because it's 1 a.m. my time for tuning in, and I just didn't get up out of bed. I'm sorry, Paul. I'll do better next week.
Yeah. Oh, mate, look at Jeff's working on his wooden ship. Oh, I'm so keen to watch that.
Yeah.
I really am, mate.
He showed in a couple of the new videos he posted, he shows the progress on the hull of that thing, and he says it's his first one he's ever made.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm interested to see how he gets on with it. I imagine it's completely different working with wood, you know. And
I've never done it myself, so I wouldn't be able to tell you.
And to be honest, like back in school when I did woodwork, my table was all wonky, and I did a flower box stand that fell apart after 12 months. And my wood side.
My dad was a carpenter, and he had the gift for woodwork, just like my brother had the same gift. And me, I guess my talents lie elsewhere because I wasn't very good in wood shop either.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you've got it in your genes. It's part of your DNA.
Yeah.
So you might be okay.
It just goes somewhere else. I mean, plastic injection molded models. Who would know? You know, who'd figure?
That's right. And there's James. Hi, James. I just saw your video. I got notification of your video just going out. You usually post it up before I do the live stream, so good on you, mate. But that's good. Who else we got? Everyone's saying hello to Crafting Budgie Mama. Fantastic. Tasha, that's the name. Sorry, James reminded me there.
Right. Her name is
Tasha. God, I haven't seen you guys on the live stream. I sometimes I flick around and I see you guys streaming. Who else we got? I think we're catching up. I'm down to almost the bottom. There we go. Wood is completely different than plastic. Absolutely. Yeah.
It is. Yep.
But you shouldn't need any different tools, I imagine. Normal files and things would be all right. I don't know. You did one. Oh, you did tonight.
3 odd hours.
3
Okay.
hours. Oh, okay. Cool. Yes. Yeah. Ah, wow. So fantastic, mate. So is that?
Oh, how's your Spitfire coming along?
Oh, it's coming on well. I'm going to show you guys. Look at this.
I haven't watched your second installment yet.
I'll bring myself up big camera so we can see.
Yeah.
Where are we? Solo layout.
There we are. Oh, nice. Okay.
All right.
Very good. Very good.
It's a little bit blurry as usual. The camera.
Yeah, but that's yeah. Now that looks better. Now the camera's focusing on the model. That looks very nice, Peter. I like the seat belts.
Yeah, it's not, the seat belts aren't finished. There's another strap that will go further back to another bit of the framework.
Yeah,
it's going to go in, as you would know. But it's all there. The dash and everything. That I'm not.
Yeah, I built an Edward Spitfire. Built a Mark 8. I made it Aussie Spitfire, and it's essentially the same model. It's just a different variant as far as the fuselage goes. But as far as the cockpit interior, it's pretty similar. Not exact, but it's pretty similar. So your parts layout and assembly sequence are all the same.
Yeah, I have one worry though, and that is how's that going to fit on the other side, because I haven't even test fitted it since I put that cockpit in to see that it's all going to sit flush, and there's no tolerance for error, is there?
Well, I'll tell you what I know about Edward kits is that they have a little bit of room for error. Their tolerances are fairly tight. So the best thing you can do is test fit until you're blue in the face, and then put the glue on just once.
There's a little bit down here where that lines up and sits in on that frame there, the wall of the cockpit. And I've actually had to sand that back a bit because it wasn't flush, because I was worried that this is going to sit flush with the other panel.
Right. Yeah, because that's the cockpit wall on the port side.
Yeah, so if I feel that sticking out just a fraction, then that could affect the fit up here for the joint.
I'll tell you what, Peter, on my Spitfire, I messed up the cockpit completely. I didn't get it 90 degrees to the interior of the airplane, and that cocked everything else up. The fuselage didn't fit, the wings didn't fit the fuselage. I got it together, but it took me a lot of work because I made one basic error. And so, fit 1,000 times before you glue. So just take your time with that, because that's a real critical point right there you're at.
Yeah, and the bottom bit on the bottom there, that doesn't matter so much because it actually doesn't make contact. Because if you look at the other side under there, see it sticks out.
Right.
So the clearances don't matter. It's just mainly, it's most important is that piece there. Yeah. If that gets flush, and it still doesn't, I still have to sand that down a little bit, then I'm confident that this will go on. And then, of course, we've got a couple of, I guess they're called bulkheads. These that got to go in there.
What's that? Oh, is that in the front? That the firewall?
Yeah, that firewall goes in. Okay. And then there's another piece where the propeller's going to go in the front. That's going to go
Oh, yes. Right. I forgot about that.
They've all got to go in at the same time as you join the two sides of the fuselage, along with this little piece where the rear seat belt goes through. You see?
Oh, yes.
But I think I can bend that enough to pop that in after. But there's just so much to get lined up right for that fuselage to go on,
Yep.
That's the next step. And then, of course, on the instructions after that's done, I'm moving straight to the wing.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I might catch a lot of flack for this, but Edward, I think that when it comes to those wheel wells, with the number, you count the number of parts per assembly, and it's like, wow, you guys really, you got to put piece by piece those wheel wells together. And that was my first Edward kit, and it was about 8 years ago I built that, and it took a little time for me to get that right, because there's a lot of interlocking pieces, and you got to get them fit right.
Oh yeah.
So when you put the wings on top, everything lines up for the wheel wells. So
it's just like MiniArt. It's like MiniArt.
Yeah.
Exactly the same.
Yeah.
In fact, I have never built, as you know, an aircraft or anything. But so you're saying that Edward tend to have more parts for their builds.
Well, in this case, in this particular issue, what I'm talking about with the wheel wells, you could look ahead in the instructions and just count the number of parts that go into the wheel wells. And now for me, I'm just talking about me, folks. I'm not dissing Edward. I'm not knocking their models. I think they're great. It's a brilliant aircraft. It took me a little bit by surprise by the number of pieces per assembly. I've built a couple of Edward kits since, and I've learned my lesson. I've figured my way, around, and I know that you have to really dry fit and test fit, and be prepared, have everything ready to go, so that when you put it together, they fit together proper, and then you sandwich them in between the top and bottom of the fuselage. It was a challenge for me. That's all I'm saying. I'm not dissing them. I'm not saying they're bad models. I'm just saying I can tell you from my own experience, just take your time with each and every step, and make sure you clean all the parts very well. Don't miss any burrs, because they may affect the fit.
Yeah, and it's the same with any part, particularly the MiniArt models, because they're so detailed. Is when you put a piece together and there's a couple of connection points that are joined together, and then you come along with your, this stuff to glue it, right? Mm-hmm. If you're not if you're not holding it pressure and making sure it's in those joints spot on, when you apply that, this melts the plastic. This welds the plastic.
Yeah, it doesn't take much to create a bond. You really got to be careful how much you put on. Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes it'll still weld and glue the piece in place, even if it's not fitted properly.
Oh, right. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's where I made my mistakes with that model was not making sure
that it's in. You could think that it's in that joint. It's right in that joint, but it may actually be out just a fraction, and we're talking 1/10 of a millimeter.
Yeah.
But because it's so well precision made, that can mess up the rest of your build because of that small amount that you missed.
Yeah. Well, that's what happened to me apparently, because that's what occurred. I wound up with my model just a little bit off on the fuselage, and that led to the wings not fitting exactly right. I got it to work, but it took a lot more time than it would have had I caught that mistake.
Oh, look at this, Athol. Look what he's written. Look. How did you really? That's a different.
Hey, everybody makes mistakes. That's just how it goes.
It's still fit together like that. Well, there you go. I mean, they could do an acrobatic maneuver, go upside down and land.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty cool.
It'd be like a wing walker or something like that.
Easy to get out of the cockpit. Just open it and you just fall straight out. You're upside down.
Yep. Well, he says my first ever model I made myself. So I mean, I don't remember exactly my first model. I know what it was, but I don't know how it turned out. But I could imagine it was probably a little bit out of skew.
Yeah. I remember my first model. What did I do wrong with that? Oh, the thing I did wrong with that was I painted it the wrong color. It was a ship. It was a British ship, and for some reason I painted the whole thing green.
Edward kits are Edward. I mean, I built the F4F3 Wildcat.
Oh, hang on,
and that's a great kit. That's a really nice model. I'm very impressed with that, and it had fewer parts per assembly than I recall the Spitfire. So,
right.
you know, I build Dragon kits, and Dragon armor model kits have a lot of parts, a lot. And you know, then there's Art Ryfield and Border, and you know, they got a lot of parts in their models. But if you take your time and set them up, they go well. You know, and I've you know, there's been more than one model where I've made some basic errors that are my own fault, not the fault of the kit. It's just that there are a lot of parts, and to get them lined up right, you really got to make sure everything's ready to go and in place before you put your glue in.
I didn't know there's an upgrade set for it. Is there? Seriously?
I didn't know that myself, but there probably is.
Now you tell me.
Edward makes a lot of extra goodies for their model.
Well, actually, yeah. I mean, I've got another plane in the box, so there is a second one in there. So yeah, maybe instead of buying another kit, I'll build another one of these, but with the upgrade set.
There you go.
Let me know more about
models, right?
Yeah. He sent a photo of the upgrade set to me. Look at that. This is, don't you love live? This is fantastic. So this is the upgrade set from Brasin, Brasin.
Yeah, that's Edward's line. Yeah.
Or is it Bra Ass In? Right. Yeah. Oh, probably the landing gear, very detailed. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, landing gear. It looks like, and there's a lot of yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of neat stuff. I mean, it does.
There's all sorts of bits and pieces in the kit,
it does offer a lot of neat stuff that's going to make it.
Let me get through the build first. My first plane,
more precise
upgrade sets.
Yeah.
Hobby Time says you got the pics I sent last week. Did I? Okay. Oh right, yes, I did too. Very good. Okay, Daniel's there. Hello, Daniel. Good for anyone that remembers their first build. I can recall early kits, but not the order. So we got a bit of an ambulance going past.
Wow, that's loud. You're on the 11th floor.
And it's 4:30 in the morning. Like seriously, and there's no traffic out there, and it'll go off in a sec because the hospital is right there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Anyway, oh no, the accidents don't, just because of the time that accidents don't stop happening over here.
Well, it's Saturday night, Sunday morning, so all the 4 o'clock bars are empty now.
Yeah, it's 75% of ambulance call outs here are for motorbike accidents.
Yeah,
and
well, I imagine someone driving under the influence makes it even tougher.
Yeah, and no motorbike accident is a good accident that requires an ambulance. Trust me.
Nope. Nope.
Yeah, but I don't have to remember back too many years, probably 4 years since I started the channel and built my first model. Although I didn't build the first model on the channel, I think it was months after I built the first model, I decided to start a YouTube channel. Gosh, I can't remember the name of the ship. Anyway. But I remember it. I don't have to remember back like you do, 60 years.
50
years. Yeah. Sorry, young fella.
No, I'm not 50. I'm 60. But I built my first model almost 50 years ago.
Oh, my God. At 10 years old. See? Wow. Yeah. How are you? Fantastic. Oh, that's Jeff saying hello.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, no one else wants to come on. That's okay. Well, that's fine. We can just wing it. It's all good.
So is the smoky season starting to gear up?
See, artist.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Yeah, some decent general purpose brushes. They'll last you a while.
It's the little ones I need, the little point ones, because I've got to. There's some tiny parts on here that you're not going to get the airbrush out and dirty it up just to go, and that's it. That's ridiculous. So I brush those parts, you know. No one's going to know. Who's going to see the brush strokes on the throttle control or on that tiny little...
No one is. On a Spitfire? on a Spitfire, even if you open up that access panel on the left side of the cockpit for the pilot to get in and out of the aircraft, you're not going to see a whole lot unless you put a flashlight in there and go looking around.
Exactly, that's right.
So are you gonna model it with the canopy slid back or closed?
I want the canopy open.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because I don't know much about Spitfires. I'm learning, but can they fly with the canopy open?
Well, yeah, but you wouldn't want to do that once you go above 10,000 feet.
No, but just coming in for a landing, you want to get some fresh air, you can slide your canopy back, couldn't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
sometimes
I see.
Yeah. Did you ever see the film The Battle of Britain?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Remember the moment where Christopher Plummer couldn't get the cockpit open, the glass open, the cockpit was on fire, and he was trying.
Okay.
Well, later in the war, I don't know when it happened, but some nations, and I think Britain was one of them, had I think it was an explosive charge, so they could blow the glass, the sliding portion of the canopy off if they needed to, so the pilot could get out. Because sometimes those things would jam, and the poor guy couldn't get it open.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, interesting stuff. Yeah, I'm just reading there. Daniel Britton saying about the U-boat.
Oh yeah, the U-boat. Yeah.
Is he talking about the Gulf of Maine, as in off America?
Yeah. Yeah.
The Germans were there, were they? Like right?
Yeah.
Wow. Didn't know
right
that.
after Pearl Harbor, the East Coast was still not shut down in blackout conditions. So there was still lights going on in cities like Boston and New York and Miami and Philadelphia and Atlantic City. And so the U-boats used that as a way to navigate. And they would catch ships silhouetted against those lights. And they had a field day torpedoing ships all up and down the East Coast from Texas all the way up to Maine. That was January 1942.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good. I wonder if you still, and I'll ask the question there for everybody who's watching. Not only what was your first model build, but do you still have it?
Well, that's a big no for me. I don't. I wish I did, but I don't.
No.
I'll be right back, Peter. I gotta get a refill some water. Be right back.
No worries. Okay. Same age as me, Jim, but I built my first solo kit without my dad. I was 10 as well. Very good. There we go. Look. Hey, look at that picture he's got up there. That's got to be him. How many years ago? Can't be too many years ago, as he still hasn't got hair. I detect something there. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. That's got to be an old picture, right? Anyway, let's move on. Doing fine here in Maine with freezing rain coming down. Yeah, I saw a picture. I don't know if it was in Maine, but it was a coastal town with snow on the beach. How about that? Okay. A lot of ships were sunk off the coast of Maine. There we go.
Yes. Yes, they were. Yeah.
But yeah, I was just saying, I seen a picture just this week or last week of a beach up there in that part of the States with snow on the beach.
Yeah. Yep.
And ice. Yeah, ice. That's from one extreme to the other, isn't it? You know, seeing ice on a beach and snow on a beach. I can remember in South Africa, I was lying on the beach in Cape Town, laying there in the beautiful hot sun with penguins walking around me.
What? Penguins? Really?
Penguins. Seriously, not seagulls, penguins. I sat up, I heard this strange noise, and sure enough, there's this bloody fairy penguin or whatever they are, about this big, just walking around. And I'm like, oh man, this is not Australia. Yes. Well, that's off subject, isn't it? Let's get back onto it. First model was an Airfix, says Paul Price. MK9 Spitfire in the plastic bag, bought from a local newsagent. Kit is long gone. Yes. Yeah, newsagents used to buy little plastic kits that come in plastic bags.
I remember seeing a lot of Airfix kits came in those bagged kits. I saw them at 5 and dime stores in my area.
See, my memory is shot from as a kid. I have hardly any memory at all, and maybe I built one out of a cereal box. I don't remember. There may have been some little plastic thing you stuck together from a cereal box. I do remember something like that. But, usually when I talk to my sister and she talks about stuff when we were kids, that she brings back those memories for me. But, I mean, I didn't have a traumatic childhood or any shit like that, but I just don't have much memory of when I was young, So, but certainly wasn't into model building. I was more an outdoor kid on roller skates, skateboards, BMX bikes.
Well, when we were kids,
and then I became
what I mean is my age group, we did indoor activities and outdoor. My mom would kick us out of the house early in the day when we were on summer vacation, and we went out. We played baseball, we played football, we played soccer, we played basketball, we rode our bikes, we ate all kinds of candy, but we didn't gain a pound, and we had shitloads of vitamin D and energy because we were out running and moving. I mean, I was a skinny little kid, and all my peers were the same way. We're outdoors. It was very much more an outdoor kind of kid's life.
Yeah, as Paul just saying, it cost him $2.15. That seems pretty expensive for the 1940s.
Oh man, boy, oh boy! Listen to you
for a little plastic parts model in a plastic bag. Oh, I'm really rolling today, aren't I? Hey, I'm going to have nobody in the channel next week. Let's see. Peter says first model was a 172 scale Matchbox F for you for Corsair, and yes, it's gone. Okay, that's a shame. Yes, very good, very good. I did build. My father built me a train set, a HO scale model train set. It was big.
I had one of those. Yeah.
About 16 feet long, maybe more. It took up the whole garage, and it took him 2 years to build it. But I think in reality, it took him about 6 months to build, and he was playing with it before he gave it to me. For Christmas. But I did build some of the model houses and buildings on that.
Yeah, model railroads you build up in time by adding on or replacing things. You rarely do it in one shot, like a couple months and it's done. People are always adding on and adding landscaping and everything.
And changing things, And I did all that, I remember my sister had a white cat, and I used to photograph her climbing over the mountain on the train set.
Oh yeah.
This giant cat.
Oh, excuse me.
Daniel's saying Mombasa, Kenya's beaches were white from coral, no doubt. I got heat exhaustion there. Yeah, I can imagine it gets hot in Kenya. I've never been to Mombasa.
Isn't that Equatorial Africa?
Yeah, that's it's the east coast of Africa, sort of halfway down. I've been to Nairobi, which is the capital of Kenya, and I've been all over the Serengeti and all that through there, but didn't go to Mombasa. Doing that was an extra trip that took you to Kilimanjaro, Mount Kilimanjaro. A lot of the tours go from Mombasa to Summit.
Isn't that a port? Isn't Mombasa a port?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a very nice place with palm trees and resorts as well. It's nice. Yeah. First model I had was an Airfix Mirage. Okay. Yeah. That's cool. I'm not even thinking about, I don't know. There doesn't seem like there's a lot to do on this model yet. There's quite a bit of work still to go. So I'm not even thinking about what'll be next. But very likely it'll be an aircraft, and probably Tamiya. I'd like to go with a Tamiya one.
Okay.
So we'll see. We'll see.
Well, I would suggest you keep it in the same scale, or
I want to go up to 32. I want to go
to 132nd.
132nd, yeah, because I think this is a bit too small. I want to see it a little bit better. I want to see that cockpit a bit better.
It's just a question of space, though. When you finish it, like if you build
it's okay.
If you build an F4 Phantom in 30-second scale, that's huge. It's enormous.
See, up there, I got plenty of space. I could display stuff.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Yeah. Okay. But yeah. Okay. I see it. Okay. Yeah. Got it.
I mean, there's my MiniArt tank sitting up there. So there's plenty of space to put models up there. And the reality is that I'm the only one here. This is not nobody's going to come in here and have a look. So I'll be giving it away like all my other models to the cafes and places down here. If I go into a coffee shop or restaurant that looks like, oh, there's a spare spot on that shelf on the wall there, then I'll say, hey, do you mind? Can I donate this to you? You know?
Sure. That sounds like a great idea. I got to get rid of some models. I got about 50 in the cabinet you see behind me over there. There's about 30 in there. Then I got about another 20 spread out. It's time to move on from some of them. They're pretty old. Some I want to save. Others I don't mind giving away because I want to make space for other stuff that I'm working on now. Yeah,
an Orc flyer. What Orc? What are we talking? An Orc flyer. It sounds like something
in one box.
Orc flyer. That sounds like something out of Warhammer.
Never heard of it. Can you give us a little more information, Athol? What is it, and what is it? Plastic? Is it a motorized model airplane you fly around? What?
It probably is a Warhammer sort of thing, or one of those.
Games Workshop. Okay.
What's he sent me? Yeah. Oh, okay. So Paul's just sent me a difference between 1/48 scale and 1/32 scale. And there it is. So, yeah, that's great. I love that. That looks fine.
That's a nice Phantom you got there, Paul. That's a really sharp F4E. That is a really good-looking airplane.
Yeah.
Okay. Athol's saying it's plastic. Okay, so
that's Games Workshop. Okay, yeah, it is. That's cool. Yeah. What scale though? What scale? Because some of them can be pretty small, and it's plastic.
Well, okay, so you want to go with 30-second scale. Do you have an idea of what airplane it would be in particular?
Well, it might be another Spitfire or a Thunder. What is it? Thunderbird or not a Thunderbird? I can't remember. I don't know. I'll have to find out.
Oh, it's a Wild Weasel. Okay, all right. Thanks, Paul. Well, there's a Thunder Chief.
No,
it's the F-105.
Oh, I don't know now. I have to check.
Okay, yeah, don't worry about it. You're miles away from it anyway. You still gotta finish the Spitfire.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But if you do go with a 30-second scale Spitfire, there is those Kiwis, Qatari. The guys who were on who worked for Peter Jackson, the Wing That Wings model company. Remember them? Well, a lot of those engineers and kit designers created their own company called Qatari, and they have a line of 30-second scale Spitfires.
Okay. So a Mustang was what I'm thinking. A Mustang.
Oh, okay.
Right? Okay. That looks nice looking aircraft. There's a 132 scale North American P-51 Mustang.
Yeah. Tamiya makes a model of that. So does Hasegawa.
Yeah. There's the Corsair as well. There's Corsairs there.
Yeah, you get that Tamiya Corsair. It's an expensive model. That's going to be about $200.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
You can price it, but it's a great kit. Don't get me wrong. It's a beautiful model.
So along with the scale, does the price double pretty much?
Well, price definitely goes up for the scale. I mean, you're talking like if you buy a state-of-the-art 30-second scale World War II aircraft kit, you're probably talking at least $50 American.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh well. Basically, I'll have to go down to the hobby shop and see what they've got. I literally ride past that shop nearly every day now. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I have a little secret hideaway spot in the mountains I go to about 3 times a week just to get away. It's a beautiful little cafe that does some local food and coffee, and it's really chill. And I go out there and I basically do a lot of brainstorming for my other YouTube channel, and working on stuff. But I go past my model shop every time I go along there, so I'll call in. I'm not going there today, but tomorrow, and I'll just check out their kits on aircraft with, all the brands they have, all the brands. God, there's lots of suggestions coming in. Scott's there. Hello, Scott. A P-47, he's saying. Yeah. What else? Everyone's saying good. Yes, they're saying good morning. Peter built a Mustang, Tamiya Mustang. It's a great kit. I don't know. Maybe it will be another 32. I mean, was a Spitfire a small size aircraft compared to others?
Oh yeah. It was just a nimble little interceptor. So it's smaller than a. It's a little smaller than a Mustang. It's about the size of a 109 of an ME-109E, the contemporary of it at the time of the Battle of Britain.
So if I built, let's see, 148 scale, a Wildcat, is that a bigger aircraft?
It's a little wider, but it's not longer or bigger wingspan than a Spitfire. It's a stubby little airplane, the Wildcat.
A Mustang the same as a Spitfire, I imagine they
a little larger.
A little larger.
Yeah, dimension-wise, yeah.
What about a Messerschmitt? That's
about the same size as a. Depending on which one you go with an ME-109E variant. The E4, E3, E7. You've got it's roughly the same size as a Spitfire.
Okay.
Edward makes an old. I don't know if they still make it anymore, but they hold on. I'll get it for you. Here it is.
132, 148. I'm going to look at 148.
This goes back about to 2000. I don't know if they still make them.
Okay.
Because they only make so many of these kits, and then they stop manufacturing it. But this is a 32nd scale BF-109 E3.
Right.
Or not an E3. Or maybe it is. I don't know. You can make it an E3 or an E4. Comes with a figure of Adolf Galland, too, the German general who was the bigwig in the Luftwaffe.
Right.
Yeah.
32 scale. Really? I thought 32 scales would be more popular. So 140. What's the most popular scale on aircraft that people build? Is that a 148?
Well, you know what? The sky's kind of the limit nowadays. The common scales are 72nd, 48th, and 32. And 32, they're making stuff like big models now in 32nd scale, like Lancasters and Mosquito and what the hell was it that? Oh my God, I'm trying to think of it. The B-17, B-24. They're making these 4-engine models, and people are buying them up. There must be a market for them because people are buying those, just like those 1/16 scale armor kits that companies like Das Werk and other companies are making now. TACM. It's amazing. There's people who build those things, and I don't know where they get the space to store them. They're huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, Paul's got a really nice 32nd scale B-24. He's just waiting for decals for it. He's got it painted up in Coastal Command markings. He's gonna do an Aussie Coastal Command B-24. Looks nice. Looks real nice.
Yeah, 1/9 scale Airwolf remote control.
yeah, that's
that would not fit in here. No.
That's something you take out and you fly too. That's radio control. That's kind of expensive.
Yeah.
Because you got to invest in the equipment to fly it.
Yeah. A 1 meter wingspan, says Paul Price for his Liberator.
Yeah. It's a big kit. When he's on the live chat, he's got it on the shelf right behind him, and you can see it. It's enormous. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, it's incredible. Wow. That's amazing. Yeah. Let me just check this. Someone sending me another. Hobby Time sending me a heap of eBay links for Messerschmitts and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
Trouble is, I can't get eBay here, but that's okay. It's still Revell.
Can't you? Can you? Okay, let's take an example. Let's say you want to order something from some hobby shop in Japan.
Yeah.
Can you do it?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you order from someplace in Australia, like BNA?
Yes, I can. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's okay. I can do that.
Yeah.
A good thing is if I want to order anything from China, I can go through the hobby shop that's here and put it on their order.
Yeah.
So they can order it for me and save me on shipping.
Right. That's even better.
And they order from all different types of suppliers as well. Yep. So I need to look into that more, but there's opportunities for that as well.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of model makers based in Japan. It's not just Trumpeter and Hobby Boss. There's a whole lot of them.
Yeah, I will look at those, mate. They're great. Even though that eBay doesn't matter. We have a thing over here. It's called Lazada. It's like eBay. Which if I type in anything that's available on eBay, it's available on this Lazada. The great thing about Lazada is that to pay for it, you have a couple of options. When you go to your checkout to pay, you bring your phone up with your banking app and you scan the QR code and it's paid for straight away. And they start the process of shipping it out to you. So you can pay directly from your phone from my Thai bank account. Great. The other alternative they have, which eBay and all the others don't, is that you can pay cash on delivery. So you don't pay anything until it gets delivered. They call you on the phone. So downstairs, our security guards who are down there 24/7, when they get delivery of a package for me or anyone, I get a quick phone call.
Right.
And I know to go downstairs and pay for it or pick it up. So,
Well, did you see Daniel's latest message?
Liberator. 132 scale P39 Air Cobra from Temu.
Yeah, that's a Chinese, firm that sells all kinds of stuff. Very, very affordable. Very, very affordable. So you could look into them too. The only thing is, once you go online and go through search something through Temu, you're going to get a million emails of all kinds of products. You're just going to have to unsubscribe from all of them.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's the same with Shopee. We have one called Shopee over here. SHOPEE, and Lazada is the same. You even look at their website, and you'll start getting emails and text messages and shit constantly for stuff that they think you're going to buy. The difference for me over here is that it's all in Thai, so I can't understand what they're talking about anyway. They don't realize I'm a
excuse me. Here, my best mate who lives upstairs, he ordered something through Temu. He only paid $15 for this model. It was a 32nd scale model, a real nice one too. It was a newer kit. He only paid $15, and the shipping was like $8-10, which is nothing from China. That's nothing.
Yeah. The other thing with the model shop, if I buy from them, is they straight up give me 15 to 20% off anything I buy there.
Oh, nice.
So that's a nice deal.
There you go. I'd go that route, Peter.
Yeah, that's a nice discount. Yeah. Definitely off products like paints and things like that. They give me 20% off.
Sure.
Thanks to the YouTube video, which people are still watching, and they're getting customers from that. So that's really, really good.
Yeah.
Occasionally, I still get comments on that video for people, or every time I go in and see her in the hobby shop, she goes, "Oh, more of your people from YouTube come to our shop now."
See, there you go. One hand washes the other, and both hands wash the face. Yeah.
Yeah. So I keep telling them, next time you get more stock, because they haven't, since that very first video, they haven't got any more stock in. They do a lot of online stuff. And I say to
that's the way things go now. The online vending for dealers is a lot more lucrative than having
exactly
something in stock on the shelves, because until that's bought, you're paying for it and it's just overhead. Whereas when you deal with online vending, they carry it, you get it, they get their money, bingo, it's paid for.
Yeah, their stock is getting down though, I have noticed, and they're going to have to do a restock soon. And when they do, I told them I'll come back and do a fresh video.
Sure.
With all the new stuff that they've got, because
do you notice a lot of people go in there and buy things from them? Do they have a large customer base?
No, I've never been in there. I went in there last time. There was a Thai guy in there buying an airbrush.
Okay.
For, I don't know what kit it was, but he was buying an airbrush, but he was buying the one that has the little jar on the bottom.
Siphon feed. Siphon feed. Yeah.
It sprays out like you could spray a full-size car with the pressure this thing had.
Right.
And I stayed out of it, but I don't know what he was building, what scale or whatever.
Yeah.
But you don't spray paint like that. But the guy the husband of the wife, he's got a lot of experience. He doesn't speak any English at all, but she does. So we can converse. And he knows if I want to ask him anything about the paints or anything, he's right up there and knows,
Yeah.
They have two little kids, like around about 8 years old or so, who aren't into modeling. They're more into their computer gaming and stuff, But they have tried it, but kids don't have the patience, as we know. They don't have a great deal of customers, but the stock is getting lower. Their biggest product line in there, I've noticed, is the MiniArt sets and Gecko models.
Oh, really?
Yeah?
Okay.
They've got a huge range of them in there as well.
Wow, the Gecko models are pretty nice kits. They make a lot of nice stuff.
Yeah, a lot of armor in there for
that.
Yes. And Tamiya. They don't have any Trumpeter. Trumpeter is not in there at all.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. But
that's a pretty big model company. Those guys are, they're known around the world.
So Temu is an option. I don't know if they come out this way at all either, but it's no problem.
They'll send it to you wherever you are, Peter. Temu will ship if you're in Alaska.
Yeah, okay. But will it be in one piece and not shaken up?
Yeah, well, that's the risk you take with everything. So, you just hope that whoever is the parcel handler does it right.
I remember buying a model from Hobbyco in Sydney. And what was it? It was, it might have been Arizona, or it was a big ship model, right?
Okay.
So they put the box for the model in a box that was 4 times the size with no padding in it whatsoever.
Oh, no. Oh, man.
And this
I can guess what happened.
Showed up at my place to collect, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell? And it was dented, it was ripped and broken, as you expect, because it was just soft cardboard and there's nothing in there. And the model inside, I didn't even have to open it to know that the pieces had been, the box had been damaged in there.
Yeah.
And from that time on, I complained to them. I said, what is this? I took photos of it and everything, And unless they had it in stock, I would never order from their warehouse where they'd ship it to me. That's just ridiculous. You got to.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, that's inexcusable.
Paul's there. Hello, Paul. Yeah, that's right. You got to get it shipped properly. One of the best models I ever had shipped to me was the 1200 Yamato. That was unbelievable. That I was the first person in Australia to get that model. When I went to Melbourne, now Melbourne is 12 hours by road, by courier, to Sydney, right?
Mm-hmm.
They notified me and told me that they've got the models arrived and that they're going to ship it out to me straight away. I said, fantastic. And that was, when was that? That was about 6 p.m. that night. All right. And I thought, they'll fly it up to Sydney or whatever they do to get it up. It was a big box, as you can imagine, the Yamato. And they shipped it to my workplace because my post office wouldn't accept it. It was too big. So I put the address as my workplace.
Okay.
So I went to work that morning, 4 a.m., got in the truck, all loaded up. Off I went to do my run. By the time I got back at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, my boss calls me and says, hey, there's a delivery for you. I go, serious? I go out and there's this massive box sitting there on the loading dock with my Yamato in it. And it was there and it was in perfect condition in a box that slides glove-like into it, you know, wrapped up, fragile stickers on it.
Right.
And it came by road delivery. So this truck had come first stop from where they picked up in Melbourne straight to my place and delivered it. Oh.
Well, you know, there are places that do it right, and there are places that don't. So
yeah.
Sadly, what's at risk is your money and your parcel.
Yeah. Now I won't be doing a. Yeah. Well, that's true. It may have been the only parcel on that truck. They might have just pushed it straight to me on that truck for sure. I know that I got straight into it that day when I got home. And what did I do? Oh, I only had my motorbike. I didn't have a car in Sydney. There's no way. How am I going to get that from work to where I live?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So I had to call an Uber and catch an Uber back to work and then load it in the car of the Uber and come back. That was the only way I could get it back to my place.
Yeah.
I think that's what I did. Yeah.
I can imagine it's a pretty good sized box. It's a big box. 200 scale Yamato. Woo! That's
that Yamato box was the largest I'd ever done. It was, I'd ever seen that. That was probably about, I don't know, in feet. It was as long as me almost, come up to my shoulders. So it was probably about 5 foot long.
Yeah. Speaking of that, have you seen Ron's submarine coming together?
Yeah, it's coming up.
Looks nice.
Well. I actually just watched that last episode where he spilt some glue, I think, on the clear part.
I haven't watched the most recent one, but yeah,
he dropped some there, but he'll clean that up. He asked someone right at the end if they know how he could polish that off the plastic.
I know that when was it liquid glue or white glue?
I think it was liquid glue. I'm not sure.
I did that once on an airplane model, and it ruined it. It was just.
I think you'll be right. He says he's done some really fine detail polishing when he used to make pens, and they were made of acrylic, which is the same as the plastic on this thing. And he's got sandpaper way down to like 15,000 grit.
Yeah,
He'll work on it, but that's coming along really well, isn't it? And then he's going to build the after that. What is it? The Enterprise.
Oh, really? The 200 scale Enterprise?
I think so. Yeah. And it won't fit in the cabinet.
That's a big model.
You have to build a separate cabinet for that. Gosh. Wow.
Yeah.
So,
oh, by the way, congratulations to you. 1 year in Thailand.
Yeah. Yeah, I've made it through 1 year. Let's see how this year see if I get through the heat. I'll be comparing it to last year with everything now. So
well, the burn season, that's what I'm concerned about more than anything else, is the smoke.
Oh yeah, that starts up in the next 4 weeks. Right now I can no longer see the mountains in the distance now because of the smoke that's started. I don't smell any, but it's out there. Wow. They're starting the burning.
Bummer.
There were some days where it was the worst, most polluted city in the world last year, and that I'm sure that'll happen again. And it was not. I knew what it was about. I knew about it, and I got through it. There was some really bad days. There was bad days where you just don't want to go out.
Yeah.
And you do get, your eyes can sting from just being outside. That's when you know, I don't want to be out here. You wear, the masks will come back on. So all the COVID masks will come back out, and they'll be wearing them again. But it's also the heat. We're up around 40 degrees every day Celsius. So
yeah, that's gonna make it that much more difficult. But like you said, you're a year into it, so maybe. Yeah,
but still, riding a motorbike is like having a hairdryer in front of your face.
Yeah.
And the worst thing you dread on a motorcycle is having to stop at traffic lights. because the moment you stop moving, you just start sweating. You know?
Oh yeah,
A lot of the other locals here on motorbikes, you'll see them if the lights have turned red ahead, they're all pulled over up the road under all the shady spots where there's trees. And then when the lights are about to change, they leave the shady spots and creep up towards the traffic lights for when they go green.
Okay.
There are a couple of intersections here where you can sit at traffic lights for up to 5 minutes. They'll have a timer up there counting down, you know, and in the heat, it's terrible. Yeah, you don't want to get stuck in that. There's Ronnie's still there.
Yep.
There he is.
Hey, Ron.
I mean, everybody on this channel and watching now, we all watch your channel. If not, go see the model ship and check it out. So
yeah, I like to watch it because building warships, something I would like to do, but I don't see myself ever doing it. So I could admire someone else's work, especially someone who does as much detail work as Ron does, because he really puts everything into it.
And I only wish I had the time to spend getting the camera angles that he does, because, oh gosh, that really makes it.
Well, that's 90% of a video. From what I mean, you make videos. You should know that the editing is the biggest part of it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure he spends at least 5-10 times more time setting up cameras and editing than actually building the model.
Yeah.
You know, and that's not my interest. My interest is building the model.
Yeah.
You know, I'd love to have an AI robot here that could just go right and readjust my camera and do it all for me. You know, I'll go, thank you, AI robot. That day's not here yet.
Yeah.
Same with editing videos. It's a grueling process, and you've got to enjoy it to go into the detail that he does.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, do you need some kind of special software or computer programs to edit your videos?
Yes, for sure. If you're doing it on a computer, yeah. So I use one programs called Filmora. All right. Now you can use it for free and use it quite well, but I think it's about $80 a year, so it's pretty cheap to get the full version, and it updates all the time. And I tell you what, it makes life so much easier, especially with things like picture quality and audio. Now they've introduced AI into it, so no matter how bad my audio microphone is and my background noise is and all the rest of it, excuse me, all I do is press a button and the AI will go through my whole timeline within a second and make it all studio quality sound.
Wow.
Just like that.
Holy cow, that's a big difference.
And you can do the same with the color as well, color graph and the quality. But you've still got to make sure it's all in focus and properly and all that yourself. But
I would. Yeah, I mean, I see that a lot with people when they're doing close-ups on parts. The autofocus sometimes works well, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes they got to put their hand in behind it so that it'll focus on what they want, or a piece of paper. And other folks just miss it completely. Because I'm almost like someone at a football game. I'm yelling like, focus, focus, focus. I can't see it. And they're like, see, I made this nice little part and it's all blurred, you know? And I guess maybe they didn't see maybe they don't have another monitor. They can't see what their screen is showing them.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
See, I'll show you here. Like, for example, I'll bring that around.
Yeah.
See, so my laptop is running OBS to do the editing. I've got my microphone here, right? And then I've got a screen over there so that when I'm looking full screen, I can't see on the laptop. It's too small. Right. So I send it over here. So what I'm doing down here is up on there. And then I can see how focused it is. But if it's clear on there, then I know it's in focus.
Right. Okay.
But what I don't want to do, and I've got a Nikon camera up here, Z50, I think it is. So it's a fairly recent new camera. But what I don't want to do is detach it from here, set it up down here at a different angle to get me connecting one tiny little piece of the aircraft. Like, let's get a close-up shot of me putting this in, which takes me 5 seconds to glue it in place, and then have to go reconnect the camera, move it back up into here, refocus it, get it in the right position. I mean, there's half an hour gone for something that took me 5 minutes to do on the 5 seconds to do on the model.
I see. Okay.
5 seconds of physical work on the model is 20 minutes, half an hour messing around with cameras to get a different angle and a closer shot. And I just don't have the interest to do that. It would make my videos better, and I know everyone else does that, but God, I want to get outside and do stuff. I don't want to be stuck in here. I'm in Thailand now, and I want to enjoy it here, and I can't be. It's great to have.
Well, let's put it this way: with the smoky season coming, he might be spending more time inside than you realize.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's true, and be more time. And when I was in Sydney, like Ron will tell you, I build models so quickly. I was sitting there easily, quite happily, 12 hours, 10 hours a day working on the model.
That's pretty good. I can get about 2 hours max before my eyes give out.
Yeah. I had nothing else to do. I came into Sydney, and then COVID came, and then lockdown, working.
Yeah.
And I couldn't go anywhere. We had a limit of 5 kilometers was all we were allowed to go. Otherwise, the army and police would pull you up and question, where are you? Where do you live? And you get a friggin' hundreds and hundreds of dollar fine. Anyway, ridiculous. But so I was stuck home. So I did all that, and I built the Bismarck and the Scharnhorst within weeks.
Yeah.
Because you're there at that time doing all that.
Right.
But now it's different. Now I get out. Plus I got another channel which I'm doing as well. But so but then I was doing more videos more often too. I was putting out videos nearly every day. No, I got a life now. Ron's saying he uses DaVinci Resolve Studio. I've tried that early as well. That's very similar to what I'm using, Filmora. It's not up there with the Adobe Premiere and Adobe stuff, but Adobe's quite expensive, and there's a lot in Adobe that you will never use. There's a lot of features in there that will never be used. It's a bit overkill. And the problem with these bigger programs is that you think you go to yourself, oh, I created this effect last time, right? I want to do that again. And then you look at the menu system with 1,000 things in it, and you go, oh hell, where is that little, little thing that I did, whether it was a scene change or something, and you've got too much to search through. Whereas I find with mine, and DaVinci Resolve was the same, is you can customize it to what you use and all the features you use regularly. So the cut scenes and the fade ins and fade outs and all that are put where you use them. So you know to go to here. You set up a little studio that you work at that's everything you regularly use, and it's easy. So,
okay. I see. All right.
So, it's a little bit of learning curve to begin with.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I would like to make my own videos, but I need to invest in the equipment.
Yeah.
I need a camera. I need an overhead camera. I want to have a setup like what you got, where you got that monitor on your left where you can actually see what you're doing, so you can double check your focus and everything and make sure it's clear.
Exactly. In fact, if anything, I really need to upgrade that monitor. It's not a very good quality one, and I need to be able to. What I'd like to be able to do is switch it to this monitor that I'm on now.
Okay.
This main Samsung one.
Yeah.
That would be fantastic to bring it up on here, but I don't know. Actually, I think there is another HDMI input on this monitor, so maybe I can connect the laptop to this as well and switch between.
Yeah, I'm sure if you dig deep enough, you'll find out. You know, if not, if not, I've heard that monitors are pretty affordable now as far as, you know, computer monitors. I mean, I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, You get yourself a nice flat screen monitor specifically for what you want to do, and it'll be ultra sharp and, you know, what is it? HD. Oh my god, 1080p. I'm so out of it. I don't even know what I'm talking about. So I'm talking about the resolution. They're super sharp. I'm guessing, right?
No, the next upgrade I need for my editing and everything is I need some extra RAM in my laptop. I need to upgrade the memory. It's only got there's only 8 megabytes, right? And I do know that I can upgrade that to 16. And I know that straight away that will make the editing a lot faster and everything a bit better and quicker, which I can't do on it now. That's why I use my main PC for all my editing. All my files get recorded onto the laptop, and then I plug in my external hard drive, transfer them to that, and then I plug the external into my PC, which has the faster graphic bar and more RAM, and I can edit super fast, no problem. Because the laptop, I can't edit on it. In fact, I just recently found out an improvement in the quality of my videos on this channel was because I was recording in OBS Studio straight through USB to the Seagate drive. And then I was plugging the drive into my computer and editing. But because I was doing the recording through USB to an external drive, that was way, way slower than if I was recording straight to the solid state drive in the laptop itself, right? So you get smoother video going straight to your laptop solid state drive. So I switched it out, and now I do that. But the only difference is now, when I've created enough files to make one video to put up on YouTube, then I take all those files off the laptop hard drive, then I put them onto the external drive and edit them. All right. So if that all makes sense, basically.
Well, a little bit. I'm so far behind the times. The only way I would learn that is if I was actually going to get involved in the process and start learning how to do it myself, and then I would understand better the equipment, their applications, and what would work best for me.
But you'll see the difference in my videos on Scalemodeling now, particularly with the Spitfire. Now the quality of the audio is much clearer, much better, because of two things. I'm recording straight to the SSD on the laptop. There's no lag of the recording going through USB to an external drive anymore. And I'm using the AI in my editing to filter and fix my audio. Done. And it's fantastic. It's just made things.
I haven't watched your second installment on a Spitfire. I gotta check that out. So I'm sure I'll see the difference in what you're talking about.
Yeah, just listen to how clear the audio is now.
All right.
And how much better quality the picture is, and more focused in focus it is.
Okay. So when did you start using this stuff? When did you start using this newer stuff you're talking about?
Only since starting the Spitfire build did I start.
Okay, so I can go back and watch your Reuben James and view that and compare the two.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you'll see the difference.
All right. Okay.
Much better.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Oh, Peter Kwong's signing off.
You're going. Yep.
Okay, Peter. Take care.
But you learn things all the time when you're doing this, you know, and that was something that I wish I'd known a couple of years ago, because it solved a lot of my problems and makes things a lot quicker and easier to work with too. So and focus more on the model building. So
yeah.
But you know, the other thing with the camera too is it's pretty high sophisticated Nikon camera here, and it has a lot of features in there that I don't understand. I leave my settings as they are. I don't change anything, you know, because I'm afraid that if I change a setting, if I'm mucking around with it, I won't get it back to the way it was. And right now it's fine for what I'm doing top-down videoing. Yeah.
Well, there are times, don't mess with it then. Don't.
But then the problem with this camera is that while it's plugged in and running, it doesn't charge at the same time. Okay. So you can't be recording and charging at the same time. So I have to keep an eye on the battery on it.
Okay.
A couple of times it'll turn off because the battery's gone.
Right.
And it doesn't take long to charge again. But other times it might lose the connection. It just loses the connection and drops out and comes back on. And when it does, it's no longer in focus. I have to go back and refocus. And
have you ever had anything like that happen when you're actually working on something?
Yeah, well, I'm working on something. Yeah, that's why I keep an eye on the recording and make sure that it hasn't dropped out or anything. While I'm recording. Yeah, so I might record just a little bit that I'm doing, and it might be just like 3 minutes, 4 minutes of recording, and then I'll hit stop, and then I'll hit save. And it'll save it to my laptop, and then I'll bring up and I'll change the file name in that folder to Spitfire Part 3, Spitfire 3 Part B or C or D. And I'll work through all the sections of all my recordings, and naming them by the letter, so that when I move all those files to the hard drive and bring them up in my editor, I transfer them all across into Filmora, and there I've got my order, part A, B, C, D, E.
Oh, okay, I see.
Down on the timeline, and it's all in order. So,
okay. Nope. Well, Ethel's moving on. It's 10:30 there in Scotland, so. Okay, time for painkillers and last coffee of the day. All right. Yeah. Take care, Ethel. I'll probably catch you during the week during one of Mikey's live chats. So take care, Ethel. So what are you gonna do with the rest of your day?
Geez, I've got this bright background going. Hey, it's a bit bright, isn't it? It's sort of
No, that's fine. That's fine.
It's all right. I can change it somewhere, but I don't know if I can change it while I'm doing this. I don't want to. I don't want to suddenly ban you or cut you out or anything.
Oh, please, not again.
Brand color. See, that might work. Let me just check. Oh, there we go. So that I can change the lettering around our names. Kojak.
Okay.
That's purple now. That's okay.
All right.
Yeah. The rest, I'm not going to risk it. I think. Oh, we can change that. Yeah, that changes while we're on.
Oh, neat. Okay, you can change the font. Okay.
Yeah, but I don't think I can do much about that yellow. I must have set that up before.
Yeah, it's all right. It's okay.
Yeah.
I got no problem with it.
Anyway.
Pardon me?
I think we're going to finish it up here. It's an hour and a half.
Yep.
It's been good. Been fun.
Hey, how much of an audience you still got with us, with you?
I've got about 20 people. Still 20
okay,
people.
Cool. So we got some people hanging in there. Okay, great. Yeah. All righty. Yeah. Well, good talking to you, Peter. Thanks for having me on as a guest, as always. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, no, you're welcome. Oh, painkillers. I thought you'd all be taking your headache tablets from listening to us.
Hobby time. Take care. I'll see you during the week. Sure. Again, I'll probably see you during one of Mikey's live chats, I'm sure, when I tune in. So take care, Hobby time. And to everyone else out there, take care. And Peter, you have yourself a great Sunday. Monday, pardon me. Monday.
Yeah.
Sunday afternoon here.
12 months, we'll do exactly what we're doing now for the next 12 months. More model building, more live streams, and not much is going to change.
Yeah. I'm going to be spending a lot of time indoors during the next week or so. It's going to be tonight. The temperatures drop even colder. Right now, it's negative 5°C. It's going to get much colder over the next 2, 3, 4, 5 days, maybe. So we are in the midst of the dog days of winter here in the Midwest. Of course, I'm not anywhere near as cold as Ron, I'm sure, but it's still cold.
Yeah. Ron Myers will be at the North Pole.
Yeah, well, they call it winter peg. It's called winter peg for a reason.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
It's bleeding cold there, man. It is cold. So,
all right, everybody. Thank you all.
Take care, Peter. I'll talk to you. I'll send a comment when I view your Spitfire video. So
yeah, for sure. Good one. All right. Okay. Catch you all later. See you all next week. Model on.
Okay.